Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the live. This is E-Man coming from your Easy Sports podcast. It is Monday, January the 25th, and we are live. Looks like the Super Bowl is set. Tampa Bay will be going against Kansas City in the rights to bring home the Lombardi Trophy, and rightfully so. Kansas City. We just gonna say they were 14-1 because they set all their starters for the last game. Very, very underrated for the team that they were, even coming back from last year. May even be better than last year's team. Just have to see. And then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers getting by Green Bay, and a lot of people really overlooked them in this playoffs with the Packers and the Saints when they were in it. And I'm gonna admit I was one of those people. You don't know which Tom Brady is gonna show up this year. And by no means do I think that Tom Brady had an amazing game by any means. No, he even though he threw three touchdowns, he came back and threw three interceptions. And I think it's going to be really costly to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers if he plays that style of football against the Kansas City Chiefs. That offense is explosive, and I think that it's going to make for an interesting game. I think I was more impressed with Casey's defense shutting down Buffalo. Buffalo's offense has been explosive. The run game non-existent except for Josh Allen himself. As far as on the defensive side, they locked down the receivers pretty well, and put Josh Allen under a lot of duress. He was under duress for most of the game. He was his receivers weren't getting open for him. He was having to extend plays on his own and make his own plays. Um, and a lot of the times it would result either in a throwaway, a sack, or just a wild overthrow. I mean, you can you can definitely tell that this wasn't. Not saying that Josh Allen had a bad game by no means, no, but he was definitely under a lot of duress, and I think that even though they got it figured out on the passing game, they have to do better in the running game. You have to keep Pat Mahomes off the field if you're gonna expect to win. Tampa is coming in. They with Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette. They have so many ways on the offensive side of beating you. Defensive wise, uh, they also have a pretty good defense. Devin White leading the center of that defense, and they've gotten some of their pieces back. So it's going to be a scary game. I think both teams are pretty well met. I would take Kansas City's offense a little bit over Tampa's offense. Yes, they have big names like Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Gronk, which Gronk is not Rob Gronkowski of the New England Patriots by no means. He's nowhere near the shape that he was in when he played for the Patriots. Uh, but yeah, as far as running advantages, I would probably lean a little bit towards more Tampa Bay than I would Kansas City. Uh, but I do think both teams will have a good game. I think that if I had to pick right now, it would be Kansas City over Tampa Bay. I would slightly give them the advantage going in. But it'll make for a great game. Buffalo, you should be proud that you got so far. You got pretty far in the playoffs. Build on that. Green Bay uh, didn't. I think it wasn't as far as execution on Green Bay's fault. I think it was. I think their coach lost them that game. You're trailing and you have an important decision to make, and you decide to kick a field goal when a field goal didn't matter in that point. It was too late in the game. Your defense hadn't been able to stop them, and you decide to kick a field goal and be conservative. I think at that time it was time to make a little bit of aggressive call and go for it. And either way, if you don't convert the fourth down, then with a defensive stop, you punt and you're in good field position. And you still have the same scenario where you have to go down and score. So I understand Aaron Rodgers' frustration at the end of the game, uh, and how he would be upset because of. I mean, regardless of these accolades that people want to pinpoint on these players, at the end of the day, all they care about is winning and winning Super Bowls. They could care less if they make a Pro Bowl, if they get MVP. At the end of the day, it's winning a Super Bowl is what these teams want to do. And we talk about players not wanting to waste their prime, like Deshaun Watson wanting out of Houston with the rumors and whatnot. And the key example here would be Aaron Rodgers. You had every chance of winning that game, and poor play calling and poor coaching lost you the football game. He didn't even give you a chance and took you off the field. So yeah, I mean, so Aaron, here with the Tampa Bay game, we're gonna have Bruce Arians versus Andy Reid. Bruce Arians, the offensive juggernaut. Andy Reid, definitely the more favorable in his second straight Super Bowl. It'd be bittersweet for him. He's waited so long just to win that one, and imagine going two straight for him. So it's a good time to be a Kansas City Chief fan. Tampa, your window is there. You've reached the Super Bowl. You have maybe a couple more years left with Brady, but you definitely want to be thinking about future. And you were definitely in win now stage as far as your franchise goes, and you got to think about long term as far as what your team's going to want. I think the Chiefs will be more competitive for more years to come than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be. I think as long as Patrick Mahomes is in a Kansas City Chief jersey, they will be a competitive team. It will be a competitive division, and hopefully it'll be one that rivals one as the NFC West. Um, I do expect the NFC West to pick up steam next year. Uh, Injuries gonna cut a lot of it short this year. So yeah, just giving my thoughts as far as what I think about NFL right now. We'll be looking closer to the Super Bowl here in the next couple of weeks. I know there's no Pro Bowl this year, rightfully so. I think they should just cancel it altogether. The excitement is not there anymore, and just go forward. Hope everybody's having a good day. Stay tuned for more live footage on your favorite teams here at the Easy Sports Podcast. It is your boy E Man, and I am signing out for the day. Hope you guys have a great day.